There's just a minuscule amount of Native people in those roles, whether it's nursing or psychiatrists or different types of therapists, dentists. It's the same story across all of these different professions. So expanding that. The next one, expanding geographic area. We were previously based out of Portland. When I was brought on, we made the decision to move it to Denver. It's a much more centralized location for the whole country. And we're really focusing on the Southwest and kind of the Great Lakes region to build more of these partnerships, target more of the college students that are in these areas. And that's like a big part of going through medical training, needing to do like the working with cadavers. And there can be things that you need to do to prepare in order to do those things. And, that can be something that's problematic for the educational institution, because it's like, well, we can't give you this special consideration, whether that's needing to travel home in order to have like a protection ceremony done, or just being able to have that extra time to be able to prepare to participate in this activity that is just in direct conflict of what somebody might have been taught their whole life.
I would have never thought of that. Yeah. Wow. That would have never occurred to me.
I had this really great conversation with this group of people a while back, and surprisingly that they had found that one of the areas that middle school students were interested in was traditional medicine and traditional healing.
I love that. We've been really touching on that stuff, and this whole like Eastern versus Western, and we should have been listening to the Eastern and even like shamans. We were just in a recorder.
It ties into a lot of what you're talking about.
It really does. And like, that's meaningful. And we have ignored that. And it's like, pay attention. That's really interesting that you're seeing or hearing about.
Talking about generational trauma.
Generational trauma, yep.
From a psychiatric point of view in our last episode.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah. So that's really interesting to hear that interest is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a cultural shift going on in this country.
Things
are going to be different.
Starting from that point, that's like a shared experience that a lot of Native communities have. And, a lot of those other social determinants of health, with like access to healthcare, access for your parents to have a job where they can actually like financially support their own families without having that stress. And that shows up in so many ways. I don't, I've been in that situation before where you don't have enough money to pay for everything. And just the stress of that and how that impacts everything going on in your life, and like with your kids, and just how that gets passed along with them. I mean, there's just so many of these things. And that is like an unfortunate shared experience that Native people have across.
So true. People, and like, no shade to MDs, like rock on, y'all, like you're amazing. Yeah. But there is, I've seen it since engaging with the healthcare system quite a bit lately. They're brilliant, right? They have brilliant minds. It's almost like they don't have that, almost like that bedside manner, that kind of, that, I don't know, that human condition piece. Yeah. It's like they're so dang smart, right?
Yeah, but they start seeing humans as machines rather than, living, thinking, feeling things.
Right. Right.
To them, to a lot of MDs, it's the way they train them, that the body is just a machine that they know how to fix when something's wrong with it. And that's all they focus on.
Which is important. We want them. We need that.
But you have to realize that, there's a person inside that machine.
Yeah.
That you also have to deal with.
Like we say here on the show, healthcare is human care.
I've seen people go through grad school, and I think it's traumatic for everybody, honestly.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It was a system built by white men for men. That's what I think. By white men for white men.
Yeah. But even I've seen white men go through master's degrees and PhD programs. And even for them, it's like, it literally consumes their whole life while they're doing it. Like they literally have zero time to do anything else.
Yeah.
It's all, and they are traumatized by it. Like it is a traumatic experience. So when you're coming from a totally different culture, because it is a white man's culture, that whole program. And even for them, it's traumatic. So when you're coming from a different culture and trying to do that, I can only imagine. I can only imagine how difficult that can be. Thanks for joining us on the Healthcare Uprising. Make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons before you go, and take a moment to think of a friend and hit that share button. You can find us on all the major audio platforms, and we've got video on YouTube and Patreon, patreon.com/healthcareuprising, if you want to watch us in action.
You can also find us on social media on LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Healthcare Uprising to find us. And if you're a new company or a creator with a cool new product for the healthcare space, or if you're someone with a personal healthcare journey and you'd like to share it with us here at The Uprising, please email us at healthcareuprising@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you about coming on the show. That's all for this dose of Healthcare Uprising. Till the next time, keep looking for the good in the world, because sometimes it's where you least expect it.
This has been a Shut Up production.
Shut up!